To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday night, one night only, celebrating the arts. I couldn't think of anything better to do on a Tuesday night than listen to somebody who can tickle the keys. And tonight, we've got a special guest. It's PianoRob's night on the show. Welcome in. So glad you're joining us here. Let's get this party kicked off and do things right. First off, I want to thank all those that support us. And we want to thank first our partner channels, because partner channels are critically important to everything that we do. I've got some great partner channels on our channel. Myers and the Mouse is our dream. Disney World Freak, Dole with Dad, the FPE Network, Tina Marie's Place, Dad Builds. Thank you, everybody, for supporting our channel. We also want to recognize and thank our chaotic crusaders of our channel. All these great people do a fantastic job supporting our channel throughout the week. Tune into all of our other shows. You can keep up with them in full. Real quick, let's say a thank you to these people, and we'll get rolling.
Facebook, and Twitter.
Hi, gang! It's me, Tinkerbell, and I'm back from Neverland. Just in time to listen to my favorite Disney music radio station. So grab your mouse ears and join me and all of my Disney pals down at the end of Main Street, right in Mickey's backyard, for the magic of the Mouse Radio. See you there!
Hello, this is Josh.
And I am Amy, and we are from Central Florida Novelty and Gifts. We are a family-owned small shop. We are an authorized Loungefly retailer.
Please check out our website as we carry Loungefly, Funko Pops, Tervis, Danielle Nicole, and Fig Pins. We take pride in providing great customer service, as our customers are our number one priority. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook for up-to-date product information and new releases.
Just a little bit of pixie dust.
Just a little bit of pixie dust is all you need when working with Christina Whitman, realtor of choice for the Disney Chaotic Clubhouse. From making magic as a cast member to spreading magic as a top realtor for Century 21, she'll help you put that gold Century 21 sold sign on your property for sure. Central Florida's finest, Christina Whitman, 407-789-5334. Tell her that Pete McDevitt sent ya. Our next big Celebrating the Arts will be a one night only coming in March. Aaron Goldberg is coming to the channel. Can't wait for that. That's going to be a blast. And then right behind him will be Kimberly Bouchard. 2 top-selling authors already booked for March. We can't wait to talk to all these great people on our channel. Our guest tonight, well, let's talk about him real quick. It's going to be a celebration on the channel celebrating the arts with PianoRob. My guest tonight has played small shows, bars, weddings, and even performed at the Amway Center in Orlando. He's been a featured entertainer at Disney's Boardwalk and downtown Disney locations. This proud New Yorker with a strong background in marketing has a degree from St. John's University, featured on numerous Orlando and Disney media outlet, and a current co-host of Live and Evening with the Magical Lifestyle on the FP Network. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the channel, for one night only, celebrating the arts, ladies and gentlemen, it is PianoRob.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. How you doing, Pete?
Good, buddy. Good to see you. Welcome. I love the. Hey, look, that's one of my favorites, and I know you knew that, so that's a cool thing. I love the fact that you bring it with that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us for one night only. Tonight's going to be a little celebration. We're going to tickle the keys a little bit. We're going to listen to Rob sing to us a little bit. You're getting a lot of applause in the chat already. Thank you so much, everybody coming in, and we're going to get to know you a little bit better. Real quick, I'll do a quick welcome and thank you to Tina Marie's Place, Sebastian the Crab, Gene Fitzmagic is here. You know a little bit about him. Lisa Zapien is here. Brian K. Stacy from Living the Magic is here. Sarah J. Mouse Ears and Magic, Florida Park Explorers, our partner channel. Samantha Lowe, Matthew Krebs, so many more. We're going to talk to everybody throughout the night. I guess let's start it out by, let's first just share a little bit for what maybe I didn't cover about you, PianoRob, and then we'll kind of dig in to the career, the music, all that Disney love. If you would, Rob?
All right. What do you want to know? I love being down in Florida. I moved down here when I was 22, did a college program, and I never left. I got involved in the dueling piano world, and I never looked back. I love it here.
I absolutely love that. Let's take a step back. How did your love of Disney first start? Let's talk about your love of Disney.
I don't remember a time before I loved Disney. I feel like we always watched the movies. We always listened to the music. I had a great uncle that had like those giant coloring books from like Bambi and the old movies and stuff like that. So, and we start in 1988. I came on a vacation here almost every year. And when my parents wanted to stop going on vacations, I kept coming. And then I really got back at them because I moved here.
I love it. I love it. Welcome into Living the Magic is here as well. Good to see you, Greg. The Disney Fanatics, Holly is in here. Let's see. Greg, everybody. Tommy's here. Yachty's here. KK's here. Stacy's in here. I love it. Welcome. Satisfactual Sign Up is here. Throughout the night, my moderators are going to drop into the chat all of the links for PianoRob, everything. Social media, his T-shirts, everything that he's got. But guess what? If you, for some reason, miss it and can't see it in the chat for some odd reason, it's all located in the body and description of this video. So don't feel like you're going to miss out. You can find everything that we're going to talk about with Rob here tonight. Let's jump in here. Oh, and don't forget, subscribe to Rob. You know, keep an eye. Check out his Facebook. He's got Instagram. All those things. Make sure you hit the button with him. And we're going to talk about. As we're talking about socials, let's start it out. During quarantine, you took your music to Facebook and had a great show. Talk a little bit about that.
So believe it or not, it was kind of an accident. I didn't expect it to become a thing. We got the word. It was a Monday night, March 16th, that we weren't going to be open anymore. So the next day I was sitting at home like, I don't know. I mean, we thought we were going to be 2 weeks at that point. Right. I went live on just Instagram the first couple of nights because I had a larger following on Instagram. And people tuned in. So I played a couple of songs. We chatted for about 40 minutes. I did it the next day. I did it like 60-something days straight on Facebook and Instagram, then simultaneously. Took a day off and then did it like another 60-something days straight. And before we knew it, we're up to over 300 of those from right here in my bedroom. You're in my bedroom, everybody.
Love it. Well, Tina Marie will be incredibly excited about that. She was going to hear that you're going to be on here. Now you're welcome there. Darla, welcome in as well. If anybody would like to ask questions tonight, highlight the Pete McDevitt Show, which is my channel name, obviously. Highlight that. I'm going to open that quadrant up so that you can reach out to me. Just if you highlight my name, I will ask the questions. And I got to jump back over to here bring this up. Boom, and let me take this volume down. Again, I apologize. I apologize to Rob coming in. We had a little challenge here at the house before we started this interview. Unfortunately, at Preston's school today, they had a shooting. So we had to deal with all that this afternoon. So we're a little bit behind. Welcome in the Mickey Bunch. Good to see you as well. Okay, so let's take a step. Let's go all the way back. Let's first
All right.
start where your influence. You had a family member who was a huge influence on you musically. That's kind of where it started. Share with everybody a little bit of that.
My grandmother was a piano teacher, which worked out very nice for me. And when I was very young, both my parents worked my whole life, but my mom worked part-time. So it was 2 days a week that we had to go to grandma's house. And it was either learn piano or watch more and more episodes of Bonanza. And in the best way possible, I don't remember a single episode of Bonanza because I'm like, no, piano, let's do
There you
piano.
go. That's a great way. I love that. Welcome in, Eric Lee. Thank you for joining us. Christine Hickman as well. Let me throw another one to you, and then we'll kind of flow into a little bit of music. I'm going to request some from Rob tonight. I'm going to give him to throw a couple to him and let it be his choice. And I got a couple I'm going to throw at him as well. So let's go. Let's take a jump. We're talking about the music and where it's go, but it was really the Disney college program that got you down there. So you got just love of music. You got a love of Disney. How much did that Disney college program influence you then and now?
That was probably one of the most fun experiences of my life. It was also probably one of the more selfish decisions I made because until then, I did everything straight and narrow. I went to school. I actually did not apply until my senior year of college as I was graduating because I would have lost. I had a scholarship for college. I was lucky, but I would have lost my scholarship if I took a semester off to go to Disney. So I applied during my senior year, and it worked out fantastically because as I graduated, I said, I'll take a 4-month vacation at Disney, then I'll start my adult working life. Well, that 4-month vacation turned into we're at like a 16+ year vacation now because I'm still on it.
I love that. Well, that's a big factor. So, all right, so let's take a step back from the music. I'm going to ask you a personal thing, and then we're going to go to a song. And I'll just say the first song will be your choice. First, FB Network wants to know: did you pose for the artwork for that?
Did I? I didn't actually pose for it, but it's funny because a lot of the shirts I wear are from Kirk from Walrus Carp. He's a great guy, and that is actually one of his shirts. And we kind of modeled it off of the Toontown and Disneyland sign, if you know. So that's what we kind of modeled it. That is actually a pretty close replica to Goofy's piano from the old cartoons, his stand-up piano. And Kirk did that all himself. He put it on there. We threw the backwards hat on me, and that's the most. That's me as a cartoon. There you have it. It's there.
I love it. I love it. All right, so let me ask you. Let's go to the personal side of things before we hit this music. Tell me, everybody collects something. Everybody's got collectibles in their life from Disney. Everybody's got that fix, whether it's, for us, it's popcorn buckets and all kind of other crazy stuff. But answer me, what is yours? What is in PianoRob's house that are the Disney collectibles as you go around?
So the biggest things for us, we've been doing a lot of puzzles lately. We actually just completed the 4 paintings in the stretching room as puzzles. And we got a new one that we already started working on, a Mickey one. But we like to frame our puzzles,
nice.
And they're actually going to be. We're getting the whole downstairs redone. So as soon as they're done, they're all going to be hung up. It's going to be fantastic.
That is a fantastic part to be in. We have some other friends in the community that are big into that as well, that do similar. I love that. Welcome in, David T. Welcome in, Disney Baker. If you're new tonight, make sure you're checking out all of PianoRob's social media aspects. You can get his t-shirts. We're going to talk about that later in the interview. And if you're new to me, I do interviews like this 3 times a week. Hit me up with the subscribe tonight. Come back and hang out with us. Let's go. It's Rob's choice. Hit me up, Rob. Tickle the keys. Your call.
I'm going to go one of my favorites.
All right.
I've been phoning all night and morning. I heard you say, tell them I'm not home. Now you're confessing, and I'm still guessing. I've been your fool for so long. Girl, don't lie and tell me that you need me. Girl, don't cry and tell me nothing's wrong. Girl, don't try to make up phony reasons. I'd rather leave or never believe. If this is it, please let me know. If this ain't love, you better let me go. I wanna know if this ain't love, baby. Just say so.
I love it. I love it. A great one. A great one. So the great transition with that is, and a lot of people will find this out for the first time tonight, Rob and I, our paths crossed throughout the time. And that was down at Jelly Rolls. My company used to go down there when we were with the military, and we rented out Jelly Rolls 5 years in a row. And we're going to talk about Jelly Rolls in a little bit right now. And we'll talk about you and I together on the stage at Jelly Rolls a little later in the night. Let's talk about this. Jelly Rolls was a dueling piano situation. You were there for quite often. You're doing a similar thing now at the Boathouse, where you're down there with, your piano artistic. Tell me about some of the time with this dueling pianos and the music and the people and all that. It's fantastic.
Dueling pianos was such a new world to me because when I came down here, it was 2005. We didn't have dueling piano bars up New York Northeast. That was not a thing that existed. They existed in Vegas. They existed pretty much in Florida, maybe cruise ships. And keep in mind, I was only 22 years old, so I couldn't get into bars for very long. So my friends took me to Jelly Rolls. I was a college program, by the way, Backlot Tour, shout out. I know it's not there anymore, but that's where I was. All the Backlot Tour people, they're like, you got to come check out Jelly Rolls. You got to come check out Howl at the Moon. I auditioned for Jelly Rolls, Pete. Back then, I was not good enough, and they were right. I was not good enough. They didn't give me the job back then, but Howl at the Moon did actually. So that's where I got all my stage experience and all my starting was right there. And I worked at Howl at the Moon for 5 years.
Nice.
Moved on from there to I had a couple of people. We tried to open a bar in downtown Orlando, but it only lasted about 14 months. There just wasn't enough traffic in downtown Orlando. But luckily, Jelly Rolls had a spot opening up at the same time. This was March 2012. So I kind of slid right into Jelly Rolls, and I stayed there all the way until the pandemic hit.
Well, and that's amazing. So one of the things I loved about Jelly Rolls, a good friend of mine, who was also a cast member, roughly about the same time you were, is Prince Charming Dev. And Dev used to tell me about the Sunday hangouts for cast members, and I never got to experience it because I wasn't a cast member. But from what I understand, Jelly used to be rocking on Sundays with a cast member hangout.
So a couple of years into me working there, that Sunday nights became free for cast members. And if you give cast members something free, that they'll go there. And now at this point too, my college program, we had Pleasure Island, we had stuff like that. There is no Pleasure Island anymore. So Jelly Rolls really became a hangout for the college program kids, and it's amazing how many people we squeezed in there. Like it was just wall to wall people. You could not move, but what a blast, because it's a bunch of people that all love the same thing. They would be singing their faces off, Disney songs, Broadway songs, emo rock songs. It was something to experience.
So when Jelly closed up in March, and you guys started doing some of your shows during COVID. I know you affected a lot of people because I've heard so many people saying how great it was and how they loved watching you. And you have a following tonight. I have several people in here tonight saying a lot of nice comments about you that are first timers to my channel. Let me ask you this. How much did that feedback, that direct one-to-one with everybody, how much did that affect you during COVID and empower you?
I don't even know where it is, because first of all, as much as they're nice to me, and I hope, don't make me get emotional over it, but all of these people did a lot more for me that I did for them. And I know that they might say the opposite, but it was a real sense of purpose for me. It gave, especially during the pandemic, like I knew at least an hour a day I was going to get to do this. This is what I love. If nobody was watching me, I'm going to be sitting here playing the piano. So the fact that people want to watch me do what I want to do, that blows my mind every day.
I love that. Well, let's talk about as people come in there. This is a great transition to that, and then I'll ask you to tickle the keys a little bit again, so people can keep seeing how good you are and want to hopefully come over and find you. You've been having a recent guest that I know of because they told me about it, how much they love coming to see you, and they have apparently been following you. Kellen, our good friend, who is an incredible youngster, as part of Live in the Magic channel, and done so much for Give Kids the World. He absolutely loves your shows. I know recently he's been at the Boathouse and everything, and I know that's got to be special to you when you got followers that religiously come to you. How important is that to what everything you do as far as like empowerment as an artist?
I mean that's the dream of what it is. I mean that you want to do something that people want to see you. And first of all, Kellen and his family, they are amazing people. The things that they have overcome and their attitude just towards life, they're amazing people.
Yes.
And it's people like that that honestly inspire me. In fact, my youngest son is 8 years old. I had him hooked on Kellen's Minecraft stream. He loves watching Kellen play Minecraft. You know, it's a community. I think that people don't realize that too. They see you, but really what I really feel this is a community. We're all there for each other in different ways, and we all have different things to offer. There's something that we can each take from each other. It's wonderful.
I love it. Well, let's see. I'm going to throw out a request in the honor of Kellen and every other person who has followed you around religiously. And I would fall in that group because I was following you when I was down there at Jelly every year. That was our mainstay for our company. I'm going to ask you for a little Billy Joel.
All right. I'll give you my favorite.
Okay.
Some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood, hop a flight to Miami Beach or to Hollywood. But I'm taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line. I'm in a New York state of mind. I've seen all the movie stars, their fancy cars and their limousines. Been high in the Rockies, under the Evergreen. But I know what I'm needing, don't want to waste more time. I'm in a New York state of mind. It was so easy living day by day, out of touch with the rhythm blues. Now I need a little give and take. The New York Times, Daily News. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It comes down reality. It's fine with me 'cause I let it slide. I don't care if it's Chinatown or Riverside. I don't have any reasons. I left them all behind. I'm in a New York state of mind. And I'm taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line. 'Cause I'm in a New York state of mind. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love it. That is great. First off, I loved how you carried out mine just like Billy does at the end of the song. That was awesome. And I've seen him 6 times live, and I was so close one time on one of those streams. It was right after 9/11. It was not too long after 9/11, and I saw Billy live. Welcome in, Lisa T. Welcome in, Big Matt. And there was actually tears coming down his eyes as he sung that song because he talked for a minute about his passion for New York, and that was so. Thank you. That was awesome.
That's my favorite song, by the way, Pete. My favorite. I think I've seen him. I think you got me beat by one. I think I've seen him 5 times, but by far, I mean, he's my biggest musical influence by far is him.
I love it. And the best show I think I ever saw in my life, when you have 2 people together, I got to see him and Elton together one time, and I mean, you could just fall out the whole night. I could have stayed there.
It might have been the same show. Was it at the Garden around, early 2000s, probably?
No, it was early 2000s, but it was down here in D.C.
Okay. All right.
So, but that was awesome. My guest tonight, if you're coming in, ladies and gentlemen, it is PianoRob, recognized all around the Disney front, but he does Disney and more. His Instagram is incredibly strong, everybody. 9,068 followers, 1,451 posts going into tonight. He's over here on YouTube as one of the hosts on the FPE Network, a great show on Monday night. You got to check that out. The links are in the chat. They are a partner channel of ours as well, so I'm proud that Rob's over there carrying that stroke over there with Gene. 3,273 followers over here on Facebook. We've been highlighting the share screen throughout the night of Rob and his Facebook also. And he's TikTok. He's got 2,245 followers over there on TikTok. The biggest thing I could say tonight, there's 52 of you in here right now. If you're enjoying tonight, right there on the screen, Tina Marie's put it in the chat once. I'll ask her to keep doing it, and Cricket keep doing it. That's PianoRob's tip jar. When you're an artist and you're working hard, the tip jar is the biggest compliment that you can do, whether it's $1 or whatever. Give Rob a little bit of love tonight for being on the show. I would really appreciate that. I don't want one super chat tonight. I don't want one nothing for me. You want to do something, I want it for Rob. That would be a big importance to me. Rob, let's talk about shirts. You got a couple of them behind you.
I do.
I love your shirts line. Both of the links for the shirts are in the description of the video. My mods are dropping as well. Let's talk about these two shirts because you got two great ones that are very unique. First, obviously, let's talk about the one that's got the logo on the screen right now. That's the red one above you. That is your detailed shirt. Tell everybody a little bit about that.
Well, so first of all, everything with the shirts is so funny because I've met a lot of the I'll call them the Disney inspired T-shirt companies over the year, and people have reached out for me for little things. And then over the pandemic, I became good friends with Kirk from Walrus Carp Clothing. If you haven't looked at their stuff, they do mostly Disney food related shirts. I don't know if you could see it now. I'm actually wearing one now. It's little Mickey bars on this shirt,
Yes.
but he makes little puns on it. And he happened to be in my chat one day when some of my fans were like, we should have a PianoRob shirt. I'm like, well, I mean, where am I going to come up with a PianoRob shirt? What's the medium to sell it? I mean, what am I going to sell? 5 shirts? Like, I'm going to lose money probably if I try to sell shirts. And then Kirk was very, very generous. He goes, I would love to make you a PianoRob shirt. He said, what would you kind of like on it? And believe it or not, the picture right in the middle of the screen here, that is the doodle he came up with and put on the shirt. And they're extremely comfortable and like it's not a big money maker or anything after everything, but it's wonderful. Just when people walk in with that shirt, it's funny to see your face. There I am playing piano on a shirt as a cartoon.
That's exactly what it is, and I love it. It's kind of like picturesque of the old goofy Toontown type stuff, and it's a great tie-in. I think it's a fantastic, and I really love it. And I will be getting a PianoRob shirt at some point. That's for sure for my next trip to Disney. I can get it in all colors, right?
There's a bunch of options. I want to say there's at least 5 or 6 color options.
Red, I look like a giant apple, so I would like to go with probably a different color, but that would be good.
You know what's funny? I got the red, Pete, because I didn't have a lot of red shirts. I'm like, and I barely wear it because it's mostly there. It's the background now. That's what it's become.
There you go. I love it. Welcome in Stevie Lee. Welcome in Steve's World, a good friend of the channel. Welcome in Chat Door. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. Let's talk about that other shirt. I started laughing when I saw it first time. Because my son thought it was actually DuckTales. He goes, hey, look, he's wearing DuckTales. No, Preston, I don't think that's... Let's talk about the Drunktales shirt. That's a very cool shirt.
That was created in my chat one day. We were talking about, because especially over the pandemic, let's be honest, people were sitting home. We're day drinking, hanging out. It's a bar. It's probably the cheapest piano bar because you got the alcohol in your house. You're just sitting there watching. So and DuckTales as a song that actually somehow became my staple song. Like every stream we played DuckTales. We had to play DuckTales. It became like a theme. And then I don't even remember the words now, so don't ask. It's on my Instagram somewhere. But Kirk wrote a Drunktales version of DuckTales, and we came up with this World Showcase Drunktales shirt. It says World Showcase Drunktales on it, and it's like a duck. It's like a Scrooge McDuck jumping into the money bin type of look on it. And I'll tell you what, I have not gotten more comments in my life on any other shirt than wearing that shirt in Epcot. People think it's the funniest shirt to walk around the showcase and get plastered with your friends and family, I guess.
I love it. I love it. Let's talk for a second. I'm going to pull up the two shirts real quick so everybody can see them a little bit better. Let's talk for a second, if you would. I know you've done a lot of charity stuff along the way, and I know there's a lot of charities that you're passionate about overall. Just talk a little bit about, your commitment, your thoughts on charity and people supporting their charities and some of the charities that you love. If you want to throw them out there right now for everybody, I have no problem supporting that as well.
Well, let's be honest. First of all, just to say it, if you're trying to build yourself up into something, if you're not giving back to something, I mean, what's the point? Like, so that's why I always wanted to get to another level. I would love to not have to worry about finances, because then I can help everybody else with their finances. That would be the beauty of life to me. Give Kids the World Village, if you guys don't know, is always going to be the number one charity I support down here. If you ever get the chance to go, I highly recommend it, because it will change you as a person in the most positive way, because you watch people that are going through some very life-threatening situations, and that place gives them this hope and this joy, and it's just beautiful. If they ask me to do anything, they're never going to get a pushback from me. If I can be there, I will be there. So above all, that is the number one charity I will always support, especially living down here.
Love it. Love it. That's fantastic. Let me bring over the share screen, and that's an important factor. Let me just say this real quick. Carla with the K, welcome in. Don't forget, guys, to support back up what Rob was saying, Give Kids the World needs help year long. I know we do a lot at the holidays, but please don't forget about them during the every day. Here's the shirt we were just talking about. I want to pull that up real quick. That is the Drunktales shirt. That is absolutely fantastic. You can find it on the link. Go in there. It comes in multiple colors. I just thought that I loved that shirt when I saw it right there. I thought it was excellent. So let's take a jump here again, outside the music, outside of what you do, to get to know you. What parks have you attended so far, and what are on PianoRob's bucket list of I want to do this somewhere down the road?
What parks, like Disney parks? Well, obviously, I've been to all the ones in Florida, and I've been to both in California. That's it. I haven't been overseas yet at any of the other ones.
Is overseas on a must-do for you down the road?
I would like to. I don't want to say it's a must-do, but I really would love to get there. It's kind of let's see what opportunities open up. I haven't been much in the travel mood since the pandemic. I feel like it might be too much of a hassle, although I know some people are still going. I would really like to see Paris one day.
Ooh.
I really want to see Hong Kong too. I would like to go. I would love to get to a level where it's like I could just have a guide and explain things, because obviously I don't know the language or anything, and it would be nice to have somebody that could really take you around and show you that stuff.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I mean, it makes a difference in everything that you do when you're doing that. So to get people to take you around, I would love the same thing, because I would probably get lost as I go through. Again, my guest tonight, Strong on Instagram, Strong here on YouTube as the co-host over on the FPE network. He's on Facebook. You're killing it on TikTok. How has TikTok affected your way you go to social media?
Well, first of all, you got to be a special kind of person to be on my TikTok. You're going to see a different side of me on TikTok. TikTok, I still don't understand it. Part of me wishes I would have gotten it earlier. Part of me thinks I should stay far, far, far away from it. But I keep trying to work with the trends. You'll get some interesting info on there. You'll get some comedy. You'll get to see me just acting like an idiot and be like, what is this guy doing today at home? He needs to be doing something else. But it's kind of fun. I don't know if it's going to blow up into anything more, but it's fun to do.
I love it. If anybody has any questions that they'd like me to ask Rob tonight in the chat, please highlight at Pete McDevitt Show. I'd love to take your questions for Rob as well. And also, we'll take some phone calls. Anybody that has the link, has my the number to my studio that I've given it to them, and they want to come in, I would love for you to do it. So I don't know how if this is family friendly. I hope it is. James says, ask him about his TTA TikTok. I'm hoping.
James, again, I thought it was funny, but there was an article going out, I guess, and they used the word frisky. They said 2 guests got frisky on the People Mover. So somebody made a TikTok about it, and then I had it cut to me. I green screened the People Mover seat, and it was me mouthing sorry as I walked away from the TTA.
That's a great one. I love that. I love hearing that. All right, let's go. Rob's choice let's do it. We'll finish up the show tonight. We got a couple more questions still to talk about. But let's go with this plan. Rob's choice. I'll call out one more. And then when we close tonight, I would love for you to close the show out with a song of your choice. Maybe the one you close out your Facebook with. Would be
All right.
Let's go with this time. It's your choice for one that you want to do.
Ooh, my choice. Believe it or not, it's hard for me to pick because there's a lot of songs in my brain. Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud inside. It stopped raining. Everybody's in a play. Don't you know it's a beautiful new day? Hey. Running down the avenue. See how the sun shines brightly in the city. On the streets where once was pretty. Mr. Blue Sky is living here today. Hey. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why had to hide away so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong?
Nice. Absolutely awesome. I love it. That's a great song. I've actually heard you play that live. So hearing it here again was fantastic. I haven't seen you in a while because obviously the COVID and my medical challenges. So this night is special to me. Real quick, I want to just highlight Michael Disney Dad. Rob talked about his influence early in life at the beginning of the stream. You can rewind and catch that. Ian Jackson, welcome in. Great to see you coming in. Carlo and Kiko are still hanging out here. Welcome in, guys. KDY, don't be shy. KDY is here, and on the phone, while Mouse Ears and Magic was dancing like Groot, is the amazing partner channel of mine. She is musically inclined as well. It's the amazing Tina Marie's Place. You're on with PianoRob. Tina, go ahead.
Okay, I might be slightly fangirling, but that's okay. I have a question, but first I wanted to say, I found Rob through TikTok, because TikTok likes to recommend that you follow people that your friends are following, and James was following him, Mouse Ears and Magic, and that's how I came across Rob, and I was hooked ever since, and then I found out he's connected with FPE Network and YouTube, and it just got so excited. So, Rob, this is an honor to be able to talk to you right now or ask you a question. Thank you, and that was my child, sorry. So my question is, if there were any Disney song that related to your life, which one would it be and why?
Oh, great question.
Ooh, nobody's ever asked me that one. Well, let me think a little. That related to my life. I mean, I'll tell you the one that speaks to me a lot, especially since I become a dad. You'll Be in My Heart gets me every time. Ooh. Because every single time that song, ever since I had my boys, I don't know what it is, because I don't think a song rings truer than a parent's love in that sense.
So I don't like to put you on the spot, but can you give me a chord of that? Can you give me?
Well, Pete, of course I can. Come stop your crying, it'll be alright. Just take my hand, hold it tight. I will protect you all around you. I will be here, don't you cry. 'Cause you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore.
I absolutely love that, and I couldn't think of a better transition. That song touches me so much, and this is unplanned. Tina, we hadn't discussed this. This is purely improv, as Tina's called in here. But that song is something that I kind of myself send out to all these people in the Disney community, Rob, because as I struggled through my struggles, all these people, especially this one on the phone, were part of my life and part of it. So, God works in mysterious ways that you picked that song and she's calling in at the same time. Tina, thank you for calling in tonight. I appreciate you. Rob, she's teaching herself to play guitar on her channel.
Very nice.
Yes, you have to check her out. She's working hard. She's doing a great job. We love you,
Tina. I took guitar lessons in high school, believe it or not, for a little bit. So that's very funny.
Well, you might have somebody to give you a little bit of a little bit more advice better than Flipper. So Flipper doesn't get yelled at.
I may faint, but that's okay. I'm sure my husband can pick me up off the floor. So
we appreciate you, Tina. Bye-bye. I love it.
Bye.
So let's talk for a second. I love the fact that duelingpianoweddings.com, a whole new effort to take your expertise at this dueling piano thing, and you've got it down. The people that you work with, your partners and all, the flow is incredible, and you've come up with this concept for weddings. Can we talk about that for a sec?
So let's start with, and by the way, that website actually takes you to the main website, which is Orlando Dueling Piano, no S, piano.com.
Okay.
That was started, that company, by my old partner at Jelly Rolls, Johnny K. He has since passed away.
Yes.
And he asked me, he's like, I really need your help with this. I didn't want to be a partner with it because it's one of those things you don't want to mix friends in business. This way he could run it the way he wanted, so I didn't want to do it. And then he kind of passed away untimely, and we had all these things on the books and stuff. And so I called up some other players that I truly trusted that had worked with me for Howl at the Moon, a couple of other places. Nice. And we were able to kind of put it together, and honestly it's been growing kind of nicely. So we do everything: weddings, corporate events, bar shows, birthday parties. We've been able to set it up for a lot of stuff, and amazingly it's going very well.
I love that. So if you're in the Orlando area and you have an event coming up, a graduation, anything where it's going to be something where people are looking for some fun, especially with everything that's going on, I highly recommend Rob and his dueling pianos. You can get to it through all the social medias and everything. Just reach out. And I wanted to highlight, because I thought that was a great concept, especially for weddings. I would have loved something like that for my wedding.
So I'll tell you. First of all, we do all of Florida very easily. And if you want us to go anywhere, I know sometimes it gets a little pricey. I played a wedding in Rochester, New York in last May. I played a Christmas party, also upstate New York, in Troy, New York in November. I'm going to Mississippi next week for a party. If there's really something you want us at, we'll get it there. As far as for the weddings, I'm blown away that it took off for weddings so much, because I love live music. I didn't think, but what I found is, and by the way, you can hire just 2 pianos. You can hire 1 piano. You can hire us with a drummer and a bass player. We can cater it to your needs, because we're not just a band. You don't have to hire the whole band. We can pick and choose depending on your budget and what you can do, which is nice. And we're going to have a bigger set list than any band, yes, because it's just the nature of what we do. So, it's always funny, because the joke I make with every bride and groom, because they always ask, I go, we've never done a bad wedding. I don't expect yours to be the first one, because it's not going to be. We have enough music for every situation at this point that we can just pick it out like a bag of tricks and do it.
And the personality of yourself and your compadres that are doing it, incredible, because that helps carry the whole situation. The interaction that you have makes the wedding more of an interactive event rather than just watching a DJ, which is so cool. And
you know what, Pete? You hit a nail on the head. Whenever somebody very wise early in my career, the first guy to hire me from Howl at the Moon, his name is Joe Genuardi. He's still there. Wonderful guy. We had this discussion one day about what makes a good show. What does it? And he said something to me, and I was still 22, 23 years old, and it stuck with me. He says, we sell fun. It doesn't matter what the song is. It doesn't matter what. We are going to bring fun, and that's why that's the intangible quality that makes your party. You got good food, good music. That's it. Your party's going to be great.
I love it. That's excellent. Bob and Kelly, welcome in. Let's go back out to our phone lines. James is on from Mouse Ears and Magic Podcast. Come on, buddy.
Good evening, gentlemen. How you doing?
Doing well. What's your question?
I can hear now Tina with a big gulp. She's already nervous about what I'm going to say. Look, I have to make this request, Rob. You know what's coming, right?
Yeah, I know what's coming. James always wants me to play Sweet Caroline.
No,
and I never want to play it.
original.
No,
He
not
wants
that
your
one.
original. He wants your original.
You want my original song?
That's what he
I
wants.
always want your original, dude. Come on, what do you think?
I thought you always want Sweet Caroline. I'll play. I will.
I just do that because I know you hate it.
I will gladly play one of my originals. I'll give you. I'll cut the solos out, and I'll do it. I wrote this song around high school graduation time, which is why it has that feel, but it kind of works for a lot of situations. So I'm very proud of this one.
Okay.
And all this time we've spent together, we always hoped that it lasts forever. Now we must go our separate ways and leave behind our carefree days. But wherever we end up, and wherever we may go, we will always remember, and we will always know that the friendships we've made and the memories we share will never die, they'll always be there. And although we'll move on with our lives, I know this won't be our last goodbye. I know this won't be our last goodbye. We've had some good times, we've had some bad, but I will miss all the times we've had. There's so much that we've been through without each other. What will we do? Wherever we end up, and wherever we may go, we'll always remember, and we will always know that the friendships we've made and the memories we share will never die, they'll always be there. And although we'll move on with our lives, I know this won't be our last goodbye. I know this won't be our last goodbye. I know this won't be our last goodbye.
Love it. James, thank you for calling in and requesting that. I appreciate you.
Beautiful song.
Absolutely.
And I got
Thank
one
you,
more
James.
request, not a song request. Well, in the future, I need Tina and Rob to do a tickle song at some point.
Okay, well, we can talk. They can talk about that offline.
All right.
Thank you, James. I appreciate you. So,
See you,
Rob,
James.
that was impromptu, which I love. First, I want to remind everybody, before I say what I'm about to say, I want to remind everybody, please do me a favor and hit my man's tip jar tonight. He's sitting here hanging out with us, playing for us. There's nothing better than an artist performing, and a tip jar is a beautiful way to say thank you. That would mean a lot to me. All of his links are in throughout the night, so you can check out all of his links for PianoRob. Welcome in Tom Watt. Welcome in Amanda Stevens. If you're new to me tonight, I do interviews like this all the time on this channel. Please hit a subscribe for me tonight. Come back and join me on more. We've got incredible authors, artists, and musicians coming up on this channel. I'm going to throw this over to you. I would like to talk after the show. So you know that I was, or I think you know, that I was down in Disney recently. And it was my first trip since all this happened. Since I lost both of my legs, lost my arm, 400 days in a hospital, all that stuff. I got sick right before I was at a trip, got sick, came back. So that was my first time back. And unfortunately, you were out of town, so I didn't get a chance to hook up with you at that point, which I was disappointed in. But the trip, to me, was monumental because it was my first time doing things like a normal person with all their everything. It was the best trip I've had in 20 years. Okay? To me, it was... I don't get choked up easy. Okay?
Yeah,
and
Pete, it's real stuff. It's real stuff.
So, Rob, I've been looking. I have a video that I did with all the people that I met and everything down there. I'm tearing up as I'm thinking about this. I had a video that I did with everybody I saw down there because I didn't know if this trip might be my last because I'm still at risk with everything I do. I've been looking since November for a song to put with that. And I would love to work something out with you that could be the song because
Pete, I actually have that one recorded. It's all set. I will forward it right over to you when we are done.
Dude, I would be honored if that song. Now, see, I've missed that original at the times I've been in on your lives on Facebook. And of course, I didn't hear it when we were live, but that's the first time I heard it. I'm shaking up as I'm listening to it. That was incredible. I'm touched by it. That was fantastic. Well, let's talk about, how you and I first crossed our paths as we're sitting here with all of these friends in here tonight. Our paths first crossed. I worked with the military company. We brought our groups down to Florida for 12 years in a row. And 5 of those years, Jelly Rolls was Thursday night of our week-long event. Every time we booked out the place. And I knew of you, but I didn't know you. And the 4th year I was there, I was called up on stage as part of the things that you guys do where you bring people up. And Rob had fun with me, told a couple jokes and everything, it was all part of the shtick. I got it. It was great. And my company loved it because anytime people could have a little fun with Pete, that was a thing to do. So, but during that time, at the end of the little thing, you said to me, hey, buddy, I had some fun with you. At least let me play a favorite song for you. And I yelled out one that I said, there's no way that this guy is going to get it. No way. Because it was about stumping you guys, too. And we weren't able to stump you, by the way, that night. So someone just subscribed. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I have that down below. I should have it right there. Jessica, thank you very much. So I threw out from one of my favorite movies, which I think is underrated. Hercules was the movie. And by the way, when I threw this out, Rob killed it, crushed it, and I was shocked. And that song is Go the Distance. Can you play me a couple chords of that tonight, Rob?
Yeah, you know what, Pete? I'm going to play the whole one of this one. I think between this and You'll Be in My Heart. Those are always my top 2. So absolutely.
Nice.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where heroes welcome, they're waiting for me, where the crowds are cheering when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be, and I'll be there someday, and I can go the distance, I will find my way. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Know that a road may wander, it'll lead me to you. In 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It might take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through, and I won't look back. No, I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. it's an uphill slope, and I won't slow until I go the distance, and my journey is complete. But to look beyond the glory is the hardest part, for a hero's strength is measured by his heart. Like a shooting star, and I can go the distance. I will search the world, and I will face its arms. I don't care how far, 'cause I can go the distance to find my hero's welcome waiting in your arms. And I will search the world, I will face its harms, till I find my hero's welcome waiting in your arms.
Amazing. If that doesn't want to make you all hit that tip jar and drop my man a little bit of pixie dust tonight. Again, he's doing this sitting in Wars because he wanted to do it with the community. We didn't do it for that, but if we can show him some love, it's always appreciated. Eve, welcome in. Christy, welcome in. Making sure I'm not missing anybody as we go. I think I welcomed in Tom Watt before, but just want to make sure. Let's talk about Rob, where you want to go. Where does Rob, PianoRob, want to be? I know you're co-hosting Monday nights, so we'll talk about that in a minute with that. And you got all these engagements. You're down at the boathouse. You're doing private events. You're being called all over. But where do you want to be 3 to 5 years?
I love this question. And first of all, I truly mean this. I never thought I would be where I am now. So if I didn't do anything else, this has already been amazing to me. Some things that would be nice, I've been joking with Gene about it. I would love our style show to be a weekly show on something like Disney Plus, because I think that's the next thing that's coming to the streaming networks, is they need a talk show style thing. I would love to host or co-host or be the music on one of those shows. That would be amazing. Another lofty dream, I would love to be either cartoon character voice, one of those things. I don't know how you get from here to there, but I figure if we keep doing these things and making the right connections, anything is possible. So those are two little snippets of things that would be a lot of fun to do.
Awesome. I love that. Absolutely love that. As you think about, Disney, I always kind of get ready to close things out. We're going to come close to closing things out here in just a minute. I would like to ask, if you had the chance to sit and talk with, Walt and Roy or one of the other, who would you want to talk with, and what would you want to talk about? Or would you want to play for them? I mean, what would you want to do?
If I could be, if you could be with Walt Disney, I mean, nothing against Roy. Roy is amazing. One doesn't happen without the other. I think everybody probably watching knows that. But the imagination, the vision that Walt had is the most amazing. He really made the impossible possible in many ways. There's so many things that never happened. I would really love to pick his brain on what he really wanted that Epcot city to be. That would be an ultimate thing to know what he really thought a perfect community would be and what he could have actually been feasible to have made happen in that.
So I asked Yeehaw Bob last week if you could get into that office and Walt's sitting there and you could sit down at the piano that the Sherman Brothers have blessed with golden sounds coming out of that for years. And right now we all know there's the only person allowed to still play it is the Sherman Brothers when they come in. Okay, that's the only person since Walt's passing that's allowed to do it. But let's say that Walt was there and you were allowed to. What would you play for Walt? What song, if you could sit down and play one for Walt, what would you want to play?
Wow, man. To be honest, I would want to do one of these that we have done already, because he hasn't heard those yet. Like, there's a big part of me that says I could play Let's Go Fly a Kite or something like that, and that would be amazing too. But
Right.
the Sherman Brothers have done that. I think I would love to play one of those, maybe like a Toy Story, You've Got a Friend in Me, one of those things. I would love to hear his takes on some of those.
Nice, love it. Let's talk about for a real quick second before we close out. You're co-host of the show. It's on Monday nights, I believe, on the network. And I say the network because it's the FPE network, which is the newest innovative way to come out there. We've seen it with success by people like the Diz, who have done it for so long, and others. I'll just recognize them for right now. FPE Network wanted to follow in their footsteps in a similar but unique, different way. You guys have a show Monday night. Talk a little bit about the show that you do with, right there, your partner who's on there talking about, I don't know, shoes and something. I don't know. He wants to do it, trying to sell shoes. It's Gene. He's Fitzmagic. But talk a little bit about that show for people that don't know about it.
That show, Gene approached me with, he said, I really want to do a late night talk show. I want us to co-host it, kind of have like a David Letterman Schaefer type of thing going on, and we were going to do it. He said, and I want to have all these guests who flat out live a magical lifestyle, which is a big thing about where the name came from. And what's beautiful about it is that's the guests we've been getting. We had Zach Sedalis from Walking Dead and the Indiana Jones stunt show. We've had two artists the last 2 weeks that were at Festival of the Arts. We're getting these people that truly have followed their passions. They found a way to make it a living, and you can just tell they're happy, successful people. And it's an honor to interview them. In fact, this is weird that I'm the one being interviewed now because I'm getting used to the other way. But it's just these people. It's great advice. It's interesting stories. It's been such a rewarding experience, even with Gene there.
So one thing I asked Bob, and I'm going to ask every guest, because eventually somebody's going to say, I do. There's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon that's always out there. Everybody talks about it. Is there a 6 degrees of Walt Disney in any way with you?
Oh my! Actually, yes. There's a very quick one that I just thought of in my head when you said it. I know Carol Stein. Carol Stein knows the Sherman Brothers, and the Sherman Brothers know Walt Disney. So I got a quick one right there.
That's always going to be our closeout thing now, as we do 6 degrees of Walt Disney.
Wow, I didn't even know I had that. Nobody ever asked me. Wow, I do. I'm closer to him than I thought.
There you go. So again, my guest tonight has been the incomparable PianoRob. He can be found on all the social medias, which are in the body and description of this video. His tip jar is found in the description of this video. His t-shirts are found in the description of this video. If you're going to go to Orlando, I'm telling you, the music that can come out of certain people that you can find. What's up, Precise Science? Welcome in. The music that you can find. Yeehaw Bob, like last week, down over there. PianoRob at the Boathouse. We were actually at the Boathouse, and it was one of the days where you were not working. It was a Tuesday or something, which was surprising. When we did our dinner over there, or I would have seen you. So please take the time to go out and look for him. If you had a good time tonight, go over to his social media, hit up his and follow him on his Insta and his Facebook and his TikTok, and you can keep up with where he's going to be. If you're brand new to me tonight, hit the subscribe for me tonight. Come back. We've got multiple guests coming up. Let me first, before I say goodbye to everybody and we go out with your music tonight, because that's the way I like to do it. Let me first say to you, I'm going to throw it over to you tonight for a final thought from your side of the park tonight. Go ahead, Rob. You're up.
A final thought?
You get a final thought.
Wow, I get a final thought. This is really the simplest thing I could say. Be nice to each other. Say yes to things. Experience it. At the end of the day, life is about the people. That's what it's about. We're here for each other, because without each other, what do we have?
I love it. Take us out of here, Rob. Give me the key. Good night to everybody.
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. And there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow is just a dream away. Man has a dream, that's the start. He follows his dream with mind and heart, and when it becomes a reality, it's a dream come true for you and me. Well, there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. And there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, they're just a dream away.
I love it. Thank you, PianoRob. We appreciate it tonight. Thank you, everybody in the chat. If you're leaving us tonight, share it out. Let somebody else know about it. We will see you soon on another edition coming of One Night Only, celebrating the arts right here on the channel. We'll talk to you then.
Thanks, Musketeers, for joining the party. We'll be looking for you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, all.